This is a story about a man named Mike. Mike worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. But he got fired and instead wanted to do a full-time YouTube career. He went into his room and he had no idea what he was going to film. Then he had an idea. It's been a while since I've played the Stanley Parable and made a video out of it. So I'm going to do exactly that, Mike thought to himself. He booted the game, preparing to record. While he was sitting there in his comfy chair, then he heard something. It seemed like he was hearing a voice, but there was no one talking. Maybe it was all in Mike's head. Mike was surprised by nothing. I can hear you, Mike thought to himself. He was shocked again. How did he hear my thoughts? What the hell is going on? He thought to himself. But then he forgot that he was still recording.
Hello, mikefjord here, and welcome back to Stanley Parable. This is the... Jesus Christ. This is, it's been a while since we played the original Stanley Parable on this channel. It was, 2 years ago. And I played Ultra Deluxe a year ago. So now this is going to be the third time I'm going to play this game. And let's see what's going to happen. This is going to be fun. What?
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened.
Yeah?
Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget.
Okay.
He had been at his desk for nearly an hour.
I mean, I knew the story.
Not one single order
yeah.
had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi.
Hi.
Never in all his years at the company had this happened. This complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
We're in the game, we're in the game, we're in the game.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
What could it mean?
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Probably if I
No
missed
matter
a
how hard Stanley looked,
memo.
he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Yeah. Oh, my eyes. Beep boop. Beep. Beep up.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his
The classic jokes, you know. Psych.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room,
Yeah.
and Stanley knew it perfectly well.
Mm-hmm.
Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Just to admire it. And here?
Ah, yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room.
Yes.
Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
I'm drinking it all in because it's so relaxing. So intimidating, you know.
Yes, really, really worth it being here in the room.
Mm-hmm.
A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings. Really worth it.
Clearly, this is not a painting. This is a photograph. You don't see any painting or anything. That's our real
At this
pictures.
point, Stanley's obsession with this room bordered on creepy and reflected poorly on his overall personality. It's possible that this is why everyone left.
No, I just want a drink. How can I get a drink? It's just cold drinks and they're buttons.
Stanley
Push,
sat
push,
around waiting
push.
for more dialogue, but when a long time had passed and there was no more, he decided that the game was trying to send him a message.
What does it say? Hold on a second. What does it say? What does it say? I can't read it. I can't read it at all. Okay, let's go.
But at last, he'd had enough of the amazing room and took the first open door on his left to get
What?
back to business.
What? Whoa, what just happened? I turned around and... Yeah, let's go this way. Nope.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
I was never been fired.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about.
Also, one second, I'm doing something.
Please,
FAACEPUNCH.
I'm asking for her.
I typed in face punch and that happened.
This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself, to put your work aside, to let her back into your life. She's been waiting.
So what happened last time is I went into the room and then I went out of the room and the door closed itself, and I was soft locked. So yeah.
That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do
Oh.
this, to reach out to her. If you can truly place your faith in another, then pick up the phone.
What is that? What is that?
As Stanley picked up the phone, a white light engulfed him, filling him not just with radiance, but with hope. Hope for a life reunited one... Wait. Oh, goodness. Stanley, did you just unplug the phone? No, that wasn't supposed to be a choice. How did you do that? You actually chose incorrectly?
Yeah.
I didn't even know that was possible.
Well, I mean, it is
Double
possible.
check. No, it's definitely here, clear as day. Stanley picks up the phone. He's taken to his apartment where he finds his wife, and the two pledge themselves to one another. Music comes in, fade to white, roll credits. Not
really?
picking up the phone is actually somehow an incorrect course of action. How is that even possible?
I don't know,
None
you
of
ask
these
me.
decisions were supposed to mean anything.
I mean-
I don't understand. How on earth are you making meaningful choices? What did you... Wait a second. Did I just see... No, that's not possible. I can't believe it. How had I not noticed it sooner?
What?
You're not Stanley. You're a real person.
Oh. How did you know?
I can't believe I was
How
so
do you know?
mistaken. This is why you've been able to make correct and incorrect choices. And to think I've been letting you run around in this game for so long. If you'd made any more wrong choices, you might have negated it entirely. It's as though you completely ignored even the most basic safety protocol for real-world decision-making. Or did you not grasp the severity of the situation? Well, I won't have that kind of risk on my watch. I'm going to stop the game for a moment so we can educate you properly on safe decision-making in the real world.
What do you
Please
mean?
observe this helpful instructional video.
Okay.
Choice.
What?
It's the best part of being a real person. But
Okay.
if used incorrectly, can also be the most dangerous. For example, in this scenario, a hypothetical real person named Stephen has a choice.
Okay.
He could spend years helping improve the quality of life for citizens of impoverished third world nations.
I know,
Or
but
he
other
could
people does it, so I don't need
systematically
to.
supply every orphan living in a 30-kilometer radius of his house. Which choice would you make? Remember that unlike here, the real world makes sense, and at no time should you make a choice that does not conform to rational logic. If you find
6.
yourself speaking
Fish!
does not make sense, in all likelihood, that person is not real. Allow the person to finish their thought, then provide an excuse why you cannot continue talking. turn to a partner and practice saying, "My goodness, is it 4:30? I'm supposed to be having a back, sack, and crack."
Yeah. Hi. Hello. My goodness, my...
Making
Oh
choices
shit,
on a regular basis is the best part to a healthy decision-making
God damn it, I
process.
hit stuff. God damn
Most
it.
medical professionals recommend making at
There you
least
go.
8 choices per day. Do you
Did
make
I
more than
saw...
8?
What?
Less? And finally,
Wait,
do
what?
you
What
begin
just
to wonder
happened?
if your
I
choices
didn't
are
hear anything.
actually
I
meaningful and
disconnected
whether
my...
you'll ever make a significant contribution to the world? Just remember that in the vast infiniteness of space, your thoughts and problems are materially insignificant, and the feeling should subside. At this time, your instructor will guide you in an exercise to test and reinforce the material covered in this video.
Okay.
Ah, welcome back. You may have noticed that this room has begun to deteriorate as a result of narrative contradiction. But not to worry. Now that you're properly informed on good decision-making, we're going to revisit a choice you made just a few minutes ago and see what the correct thing to do would have been. This way,
What?
please.
Huh? What do you mean? God damn it.
We can't have you jumping off the platform and dying. Imagine
But I want to.
character dying senselessly halfway through the story. That story would make no sense at all. We just need to get you
I
home as
mean,
soon
didn't
as possible
the
before
last
narrative
Halloween
contradiction
did
gets any
that?
worse.
The last
Unfortunately,
Halloween movie,
it
they
seems
had a
this
main
place
character
is
and
not
then
equipped to deal
it
with
died.
reality.
Well, isn't that? And plus, yeah, it does make sense. And number two, we don't want a Halloween sequel or something. Also, face punch, boom. Oh, this is nice. This is truly nice. Wait, what? Okay.
Almost there. You'll take the door on the left, back to the correct ending, the story will have resolution once again, and you'll be home free in the real world. Now remember, all you need to do is behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first.
Okay.
I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine.
Okay.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Fuck you.
No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry back in the other direction. Perhaps we're not too late.
Oh, okay. I mean, it's not too late. I think everything will be fine.
Oh, it's ruined.
What?
I can't believe, after everything we talked about, that my story, you've destroyed my work. Why? For what?
Hold on a second.
What did you get out of that? What did you think was
Hold on a
so
second.
special about seeing the game undone, left here like so much garbage? It's worthless now. And what am I supposed to do? Even if there were a way to continue, would it be worth it? To know that my story is now incorrect? How can I go back to that? I can't erase that knowledge. I'll have to live with it forever. Reliving its impossibility forever. I couldn't live that way. Is it better to shut the game down entirely? To willingly destroy all of my work?
Hold on a second. I'm trying to parkour. Ah, come on.
What do I do? What do I... No, I have to. I have to shut
Fuck.
the game down. I have to.
No, I have to parkour. I have to parkour.
I have to.
No parkour. No. Fuck you. No. What the fuck?
Oh, I'm here.
Huh.
I'm still here. Here in this pile of
Face
rubbish.
punch.
With you.
Oh.
You. Who
What?
thought you were so clever.
How
Now
clever?
Look where we are. My entire game is destroyed. It was the only thing
Wow.
in the world that was mine, and you've run it into the ground. What,
Wow.
did you think that would be funny?
Yeah, I thought it was hilarious.
Didn't I impress upon you
Oh.
how important it was to be like Stanley? He actually knows how to do what I tell him to. He understands that if I say to do something, there's a damn good reason for it.
But I am Stanley.
That thought hadn't even occurred to you, had it? That there's a world outside of you? You're a child.
Oh, fuck you.
My story. If you'd just gone through the door on the left, you would have seen it. There was a whole underground facility. You would have destroyed it and been victorious. It would have been so perfect.
But I already done
worked
it, so why do I
hard
need
on
to?
it. I tried so hard. Behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right.
So I'm just going this way then.
Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors. He entered the door on his left.
Okay.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office.
Can I open
He
this?
might find an answer there.
I want to go in there. But I want to go in there. But I want to go down there.
Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
One second, I'm gonna break the game. Come on, break the game. Okay. Come on. Fuck. Boo. This looks way different. That I did not remember.
Office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this until he saw the door with a voice receiver next to it. Surely behind this door lay all the answers to his questions. And beyond all probability, he knew the passcode.
Okay.
He had seen it on his boss's computer just last week. Night Shark 115. Was this the code to open the door? Would it still work? There was only one way to find out. Stanley had been trained never to speak up, but now he would draw from within himself the courage to face the unknown. He drew a sharp breath and then spoke the code.
Night Shark 115. Night Shark 115.
Stanley spoke the code.
What?
Night Shark 115. He spoke it into the receiver, right there on the wall.
Night Shark 115. Night Shark 115. Night Shark 115.
I'm sorry, is there a problem? You didn't mishear me, did you? Please,
no, I didn't.
Speak the code into the receiver. Otherwise,
I
we can't get on with the story. This is a crucial step.
Night Shark 115. Night Shark 115.
Okay, fine. You're not going to do it. But you know what? It's pretty humiliating to bring you this far, only for you to suddenly decide you have better things to do. I asked you for this one single thing, for your respect. The kind of respect Stanley shows for his
Night
He knows
Shark
what it means to take a story
1.
seriously. Say something to me. Explain yourself, you can't. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Oh.
Stanley? Hello? Are you... Is everything okay? Stanley, please. I need you to make a choice.
The end.
Walk through the door. Are you listening to me?
Huh?
Can you hear me? Is everything all right? Stanley, this is important. The story needs you. It needs you to make a decision. It cannot exist without you. Do you understand me? Stanley, are you there? Okay. It's okay, I can wait. You need time to decide. Time to make sure your choice is correct. That is the best choice. That's all right. I'll wait for you to decide what's the right thing to do. Take as much time as you need.
Oh, I was actually... Okay, so, we got that. What's
I can't
next?
wait to tell this story to my co-workers, Stanley thought. How amusing they'll find it.
Yeah.
Won't we all just laugh and laugh at the time I thought everyone had gone missing?
Yeah. Beep boop. Bop. Ba-da beep.
Doors, He entered the door on his left.
Okay, let's go to the left. Let's go to the left and go get the real ending. Right? Uh-huh.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
What if I go down here? With that, oh, the door. Ah. There's the door.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss. Admitting he had left his post during work hours, he might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all. None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went?
I don't know.
And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating?
I
Stanley
don't
said to
know.
himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. At last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream. Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid.
It's fun.
So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground.
Why?
Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking?
What
now
the
voice
hell?
was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange.
Yeah,
I'm
me
dreaming
too.
about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life.
Yeah.
Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream.
Am I going? Am I shrinking? I feel like I'm going small.
And he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back.
I feel that.
The fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment, and my wife, and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay.
Yes.
Stanley began screaming.
Please, someone wake me up. My name is Stanley.
My name is Stanley.
I have a boss. I have an office. Please,
I am real.
Tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I?
And everything went black. This is the story of a woman named Mariella.
Mariella.
Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments, she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal.
Yeah.
I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't.
We know what's real.
It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But she had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
What a lovely story. What a lovely story. How can we... Okay. Okay. I can
All
see.
of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Simply missed a memo. Input received. Should we try to get the... Nope. I'm gonna try to figure out the input receiver. I wanna know what it is. I wanna know what it actually... Oh. That's not it. Oh, that's it.
Stanley knew the office layout like the back of his hand. It was only a matter of time before he found the others, wherever they were. Just a
Where
matter of time.
never were. Where were they?
Wave of disbelief. Stanley Oh no, no, not again. I won't be part of this. I'm not going to encourage you. I'm not going to say anything at all. I'm just going to be patient and wait. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to my boss's office. Not really, but... Beep bop ba bop boop. Okay, where did I find the next one?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
What could it mean?
Room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard
Beep,
Stanley
boop,
looked,
bada,
he
beep, boop,
couldn't
bop.
find a trace
Bada,
of his
beep, boop.
co-workers.
Then next. And then... Buttons. Oh, yes. Yes. The heaven of buttons. I want to press every single button on the planet. Button. Button. Well, that's it, folks. That was Stanley Parable. See you next year, or the same day, but I'll see you next time I'll play another Stanley Parable game. I don't know what's gonna happen, but something funny is gonna happen, but you never know. So yes, thank you so much for watching. Please like, subscribe, turn notifications on, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye! And recording, and yeah.
Mike ended his recording, but before he did, he still heard something. He stood up out of his chair and said, "Hello? Who is that? I can hear you." He was in shock and confused. Then he decided to leave the room. When he stepped out of the room, he respawned back in his room. That's right. Every time Mike tries to get out of his room, he pops back into the room he is in. He is stuck in this room forever. How can he get out of his room now? How can he eat? How can he go outside? But there is a way out. The only way he can get out of his room is you, the viewer. If you want him to end his eternal hell, you have to like and subscribe.